Hey everybody, I'm doing a little quick video on the Clay Smith camera wrist strap. I bought this recently, kind of quick before a trip. There's about, I think, 3 or 4 of these leather type wrist straps available on the market right now. They're pretty much all from Korea, some from Hong Kong. I picked this one because from the small amount of photos that I've found on it, it looked to be the one that was the best built. The stitching is what really caught my eye. It looked to be very even, very secure, and from the photos, which the photos were actually pretty decent, the photos, it looked like the material was pretty nice. I mean, looked, pretty good thickness of leather and everything like that, fairly beefy. Box came in, nice little packaging, minus, some mail and storage wear and tear. Comes with a little product card, a little neck strap adapter so you could use the neck strap and the wrist strap at the same time. One problem I have right off the bat with this wrist strap is the fact that the plate, or, well, I guess you could call it a plate. It's not really a plate, it's just a hunk of leather. To mount it to the bottom of the camera, to your tripod port, it's pretty cheap. I mean, it's thick leather and everything, but it moves around. It doesn't really grab the bottom of the camera, so it does swivel in use, and you have to kind of crank the screw down really good. The second problem kind of is 2 in 1, really. I thought the pad was it's decent. It feels good. It's a little on the thin side. For my giant hands, as you can see. But other than that, it felt pretty nice. The only part that I didn't like about the actual strap is these straps right here are really thin, and the leather seems pretty cheap. I mean, it looks like some of the cheap leather on, some cheap belts or purses or whatnot. I mean, it's a leatherette. We'll just call it what it is. If they say this is 100% real, yeah, right. And the other issue is this little tiny buckle down here. I mean, this thing is thin. I'm sure there's a split right there where it's clamped in. I was a little nervous carrying this around. I was in the desert in Mexico with my Mamiya, so a big honking camera with this little tiny strap. You can see that you would be very nervous about this little buckle. Luckily, I wasn't shooting any giant lenses or anything like that, so the weight was pretty much just in the body and in the digital back. So. But I mean, that is, for $50, I kind of hoped for a little more when it came to the strap, just a little bit beefier. I mean, that's kind of why I wanted leather in the first place. I don't really care for nylon. I don't like the looks. I don't like the feel. Just leather's just more natural, wears natural. If it's nice enough, it lasts a long time, has a nice patina to it after a while. This will not last a long time. I would imagine if I actually use this every day on my camera, it would probably last me a month, maybe 2, before this thing broke right here, just from jamming my hand into it constantly. So the buckle up here is not bad, but once again, I don't really care for stuff like this. It's really not safe. I mean, yeah, you've got this that kind of holds it in. But I mean, really, it just kind of comes off. And it's the same thickness as the one down here. It's still kind of got that cheapiness to it. For $50, you're almost there to a really nice strap. I mean, unfortunately, you get what you pay for these days. Hopefully, I wish I had gotten a little bit more for, you know, what I paid for this, but I actually will probably end up ditching this and finding a local leathersmith. I'm going to actually have one made, and it's probably the best way to go about it if you really want a leather wrist strap that is beefy enough. Now don't get me wrong, this will be perfectly fine for smaller SLRs, but on the other hand, if you're using, you know, some giant zooms on those SLRs, you might want to think twice about it, or at least just be very careful. Don't hold the camera just with this, you know, everything like that. But you know, shooting with it, it was great. You know, just the feel of having a wrist strap on the camera, I actually kind of liked it. So I will actually probably pursue having a custom one made for me. Anyway, I hope this helps some people out. Like I said, I know when I was looking for information on it, there wasn't much out there. You know, hopefully this will help somebody out in a decision. I mean, don't let it deter you, but just keep in mind that if you're wanting really high quality stuff, your best bet is to actually commission somebody to make one and not buy any of these straps that you find in Korea or Hong Kong or wherever, you know, pretty much eBay buys. You know, and just, you know, have fun with it. I mean, it is what it is. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video.